it's Dr. Sarah Andreas, and today I want to talk to you about taking the next step. A couple weeks ago, I took an abstract painting class, and I'm not an artist, but I'm very attracted to the idea of creating and creation. So Tina Lover, who's a really talented artist from Massillon, Ohio, put this class on, and I went and took it. And she's explaining how to wet the canvas and divide it into 2/3, and that at some point when you're painting, you're going to get to this stuck spot where you're just not sure what to do. It's not right. There's something not clicking the way it's supposed to, and you're just stuck. And she said, when you get to that point, when you're just stuck, I want you to make the next mark on the canvas. And when you make that next mark, it frees something up and lets you go on to finish the painting or do the next mark that you need to make. And I think that this lesson applies to us as leaders, especially right now. So right now, you may be stuck at home for the next 6 weeks. You're going to have some free time, unless you spend it all on Facebook or playing video games. You're going to have some free time. So what is the next step that you should be taking in order to get to the point you want to get to in your career? So I'm going to show you the painting that I did. All right, so, and you'll notice, if I hold it the right direction for you, you'll notice that it kind of looks like an ocean from a drone perspective. The sand's down here and the ocean's out there. When I was painting it, this was not what I was trying to create. And it was very interesting. So I got to the point where I was stuck, and Tina said, what could you do right now? What parts do you like and what parts don't you like? And I said, well, I like the white parts, but I don't like the rest of it, because I'd started out with inks and I'd put the ink on and I spread it around and I put vinegar on it, or hydrogen peroxide, I think it was, and water, and it was just okay. I just wasn't happy with it. So Tina gives me this product, and I think it's called Jetsam. It reminds me of Elmer's glue. And she says, hey, put some of this on, it'll give you the white back over that darker color that you have, and see if that helps. So I spread the Jetsam on there, and it's like textury, and I fell in love with it. So I actually did my whole canvas with that, using different colors and things like that. And I think that same applies to us. We might be in a spot right now where we don't like it, but we can change it. And taking that next step and doing that next thing is what helps us get to that spot where it comes out and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this. So if you've been putting off reading books because you've been too busy doing everything else, if you've been putting off doing videos online to share your message, right now's the time to practice it. If you have a computer, or if you have a smartphone that has a camera on it, you have no excuse for not doing the videos that you've been thinking about doing. There is time right now that if you practiced 6 weeks from now, you could be different. You could have gained skills. You could have made a difference in the relationships that you have with your people that you're living with. And you could make differences and connections with people that you don't currently have good connections with via Zoom or some kind of other video conferencing. Just taking the time to invest. Set an intention of where you want to be or what you want to have be different, and then go forward. So there's 2 questions that I think help with that. The first question is, what do you want to be different? And what does that difference look like? So if you are investing in yourself right now, what will be different in 6 weeks? If you're setting an intention right now that you want to be a better listener, then what can you do right now to practice that? And what will be different if you are a better listener? The other question I think that's a really good one is, what's the next best step that you can do? What is the thing that you can do right now? First step, nothing major. Just maybe it's get your camera out and figure out how to do video. Maybe it's pick a book. whatever that next first step is, make a commitment to do it. And then once you've done it, follow up with the next step and the next step. It's challenging times right now. I understand that. I'm living through it with everybody else, but we have a choice. And I'm going to choose personally that my next best step, I'm working on it right now. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you again really soon.